Hello and welcome to another episode of the Confident Musician Show. I'm your host, Brett Cusack, aka Megalove, and I am a musician, music educator, and life coach. And at the Confident Musician, we help musicians to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and create more confidence than you ever thought possible, so you can make music make a difference and share your unique talent with the world. If you find something useful, valuable, unique, interesting, entertaining in this video, please let us know in the comments. Your feedback is super important. And if you know somebody who is struggling with getting started, please tag them in this video or share it with them in a DM. All right, without further ado, here's our 5 pro tips on help. I never feel like I am ready. Tip number 1 is to embrace change and lean into discomfort. If you were really, really good at everything before you started it, it wouldn't make it cool. I'm just trying to deal with my cord here. So we want to embrace change and lean into discomfort. Not being ready is part of the process, which doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means that you're experiencing some things, some fear or anxiety about moving forward. But that's your brain's primary purpose, is to keep you safe. So you're always going to feel that way. So learn how to lean into that discomfort and embrace change. Tip number 2 is to get started anyway. Set some goals and do something small every day or every week. It doesn't matter how much you do, but it does matter whether you stay consistent with it over a long period of time. If you want to get good at something, it is going to take some time. Tip number 3 is, what are all the stories, limiting beliefs, shames, and guilt holding you back? What do you fear coming true? If you can start to acknowledge that you have some problems behind the problems, because if it was really important to you, you would actually be doing it. Learning to walk and to talk is, those things are incredibly difficult for an infant to learn how to do, but they were surrounded by people who are experts. You were surrounded by people who are experts. It was also really important to those people who are experts. You made it very important for you to be able to have the freedom to move around and the ability to communicate. And you did it all day, every day until you mastered it. So at the end of the day, if things are really important to you, you'll get it done. So just acknowledge, what are the stories, limiting beliefs, shames, and guilt holding you back? What do you actually fear coming true? Whether it's people won't like it, it'll be a waste of time and money. You might get, disowned from the tribe and then no longer have the safety of the group. So just start to acknowledge that there are some problems behind the problems. Tip number 4 is, what are all the benefits of your fears actually coming true? And you'll probably find when you start listing the benefits of your fears coming true, you'll actually start to realize that you're going to win and lose no matter what you do. So if you start to acknowledge that when things go wrong, you're actually going to, develop a tough skin. You're going to have some more confidence in yourself. You're going to actually start to really believe and think that you have something of value. You may also just let go of something that's actually not that important to you. So what are all the benefits of your fears coming true? And then the second piece of this puzzle to tip it in the direction of the thing that you want to do is to acknowledge, what are the drawbacks of staying where you are? Because if you start to acknowledge the drawbacks of staying where you are, the fear that you're probably fearing coming true is also the same as where you are. So you might, a drawback of staying where you are is that no one will know about who you are. And that's the same drawback you're experiencing by not moving forward. So start to acknowledge that there are some drawbacks of staying where you are, and that will hopefully tip you in the direction of moving forward. So there are only 3 things you can change: your perceptions, your decisions, and your actions. If you are not changing the perception and making a different decision and trying to take new actions, you're probably going to end up back on the couch with a pizza and a beer in 6 weeks, 6 months, or whatever amount of time frame, because you haven't changed the perception. What we're starting to do here is starting to learn that there are some things running the show. And if we do not change the perception, which is what we're learning how to do, we may end up back on the couch with a pizza and a beer going, hang on a minute, I made it a different decision and took some new action. Very interesting stuff. And tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to help you along the journey and help you speed up the process. It is going to cost some time and money in order to invest in your growth, but you can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. And that is why I've created my latest course, which is called Confidence and Happiness Secrets for Musicians. And inside that, there is a whole heap of really cool video trainings. There's how to create Rockstar Confidence for Musicians. There's how to master time management. There is how to write songs that stand out. There's access to our private Facebook group. There's a songwriting standout scorecard in there as well. There's about $1,800 worth of value, and you can get it on the link below this video for a limited time at that price point, for less than the cost of a packet of strings. I don't know how long it's going to be at that price for, so make sure you grab a copy right away. Alrighty, let's jump in to our 5 pro tips recap. Tip number 1 is to embrace change and lean into discomfort. Nobody did something amazing in their lives without some level of adversity. It is going to be there, and it is part of the process. So you're always going to feel that way, so just lean into it and embrace that change. Tip number 2 is to get started anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Set some goals and do something small every day, every week. It doesn't matter what you do, it just matters that you start moving in the direction. So you can actually be consistent and then start to actually develop that confidence in yourself and actually testing things in the real world to figure out whether there's actually a need for it out there. Tip number 3. What are the stories, limiting beliefs, shame, and guilt holding you back? What do you actually fear coming true? So as you start to acknowledge that there are some stories and limiting beliefs that are happening below the surface, like the iceberg, you'll start to acknowledge that, oh, there's a reason why I'm not moving forward on this. So you're actually starting to bring those to the surface so we can actually do some work on them, which what we do at tip number 4 is to list the benefits of your fears coming true. And then also starting to acknowledge of what are the drawbacks of staying where you are and starting to tip the needle. The objective of this is not to traumatize you, but just to start bringing some awareness to what's actually happening below the surface so we can actually start to change it. And that's why I recommend it. Tip number 4 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along that journey. And if you feel like I could be the person to be that for you, I have a limited number of 15-minute Q&As that you can get on the link below this video. So where we can have a quick 15-minute obligation-free conversation to find out where you're at, what you would love to be able to achieve, what are some of the challenges you're facing, and then I can, if I think we're going to be the right fit to work together, I'll present an offer to you where we might be able to work together. So if you would like to do that, please book a call right now on the link below this video. If you do know somebody who doesn't feel like they're ready and needs some help, please tag them in this video. And if you've learned something useful, valuable, interesting in this video, please let us know in the comments. Your feedback is really, really helpful. Until next time, make music, make a difference, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Yeah, yeah, yeah.